All right, guys. So I'm going to go live right now and talk about this Oninbox, right? This is what I do. I take hits, whatever. So, we can, I've been noticing, has everybody done this? I've seen one inbox of, does it work and all this stuff, right? And so, everybody wants to know what's happening or whatever. So let's just dive right in. So here is the Oninbox. And I want you to remember this right here. This is really important to remember this part right here. Okay. And so I also want you to remember what all of this looks like. So first, now you can create your list and remember what this looks like. Okay. So you can create list. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you that, yes, it's worth the money. I'm already using this tool, and I'm going to show you how you can get it too, right? If you want to purchase it through me, you can purchase it through me, or you can go buy it outright yourself, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it without going through the company. So you can start campaigns here, geographical opens, whatever. You can manage groups of people, create a new group, right? Create a campaign. You can use different sending domains and tracking domains. They have a Facebook group, video training, a WordPress plugin. You can use API keys. They have different articles, and in your settings, your bulk email checker, and then you have support tickets, right? And so before I just go way crazy and digging into this, I want to tell you that this is a very powerful tool, okay? And so this is your sending quote of the list or whatever, and how many unread messages you have, and then here is your profile. They just looked this up to find your gravatar. So the tools that you have for your list, it's just basic tools, right? So you can sync your subscribers, you can split list, and then you have more tools over here. So you have blacklist and suppressing list, and you do have tagging, right? So you can tag people, and it's fine. So these are campaign tags, right? To be honest with you, this is pretty much what you're going to get with Kyvio. It's pretty much what you're going to get with anything, and it works, right? So, and I'm going to show you why it works, because I already use it, right? So take a look at this dashboard, right? And what do you see, right? I use this every day. I have 4 different lists, and remember how this looked. Remember I told you to remember what you see, right? So this is without all of the extra stuff that they put in with the Facebook group and everything, right? And this is, if you just look at this part on up, just look at what this is, right? So you have a list with tools, your campaigns, groups, and custom tags, your email templates, and a template gallery, and you have API keys, right? And so this right here is all of my buyers list, right? Everybody that purchases something from me ends up in this campaign, right? And what I use this for is for Connect.io, right? So Connect.io gives me a direct connection with Facebook ads. So I'll show you how I use it and why this is really good. So with Connect.io, what it does is it will go inside of your email clients, and it will give you the retargeting, and you can look at different and make an audience, right? So Connect Audience does this, right? So if you want to manage your audiences, if you want to manage your audiences with Connect.io, you can see that here's all of my audience sizes or whatever and what I have, right? So, and this is MailWiz, right? All of the contacts that will end up inside of my Facebook audience. So I can automatically make an audience. Here's the thing, right? So if you want to decide that you wanted to add a new email settings, so you manage your autoresponders, and let's just say you want to have one more, right? So you can add a new autoresponder right here, and when you choose one of these autoresponders, it'll let you know, but I didn't want to pay for anything, right? So I had Cindy. So if you put Cindy in here, it's going to tell you that it only works with Connect Leads, and you can't use this with Connect Audience. And so then, I have Up Viral, right? And Up Viral will work directly with an audience. But then I had Mautic, right? I was using Mautic for a while. So you come here and look at Mautic. And again, with Mautic, it says it will work, but it doesn't. It just doesn't work. You can't get that over there. So I looked at a bunch of stuff, But if you come down here to MailWiz, it works and the audience connected. So I was like, hey, man, I want to go get MailWiz, right, and connect it. And so in ThriveCart, every time anybody makes a purchase, they are sent to this list so I can retarget them and make a lookalike audience of them. And so I never send email from this, but it does work. The APIs work and everything works. So MailWiz, $54, and just get what you want to get out of that, right? It's right here on Code Canyon, and you have to install it yourself on your own server. If you don't want to do that, then purchase this version of on Inbox, and it's worth the $47. So I looked at the list of, $67, $97. It's worth it. Okay, so I just looked at, somebody was like, is Sampath said on there, well, of the 50 conversations that I've had, this is a stay away. No, it's not a stay away. I use this. As soon as I got inside here, I looked around and said, oh, this is just MailWiz. And I went and looked, right? So before we start making and passing judgment on what other people are saying, how about we purchase the tool and go look and see whether it's worth it or not, right? So this is worth it, right? So it's just the same things. If you come over here and you look at your campaigns, it's group stats and customer tags over here. Now, these are geographical opens, and they've added a couple things here with your list, tools, the blacklist and suppression list. It's all the same. It's no different. It's what it is, right? So you have your different tools, your sync, your scribers, just like you had before. I mean, I'm not going to just like go through it all over the place, right? So you have your email templates over here. It's the same thing, right? Categories, templates, and gallery. It is MailWiz, right? So before we pass judgment and say whether it's worth it or not, absolutely. Can this replace Active Campaign? Fuck no. So I wanted to show you this because this same tour comes up on MailWiz. I don't know if I can do it anymore, but anyways, you get the point. This is MailWiz. That's what this is. They figured out a way to do a reseller license for this, and they're reselling MailWiz. And it's pretty much the exact copy of it, and they just give you a hosted version of it. So what they did is they figured out how to probably go on AWS, and automatically when you purchase something, they use in ThriveCart, when you automatically purchase something, then you can set up a campaign for you, and it's already hosted and done for you, right? There's nothing wrong with that for 47 or whatever. Don't buy the upgrades or whatever, all this other stuff that they're talking about. If they're going to install it for you and host it for you for $67, why deal with the extra cost? Is it worth it? Yes, I use it every day. Every day, right? So here you go. New subscriber at 1:17 a.m. Every day I use this, right? Every time somebody purchases something from me, I'm using it, right? Oh, this is 2/28, my bad. This is February 28th, right? So a few days ago, February 26th, February 25th, right? Just about every day I'm always using this. I have 4 different lists on here for different products that they purchase, right? But it does work. So if you're asking, does this work? My answer is yes. It's the same software. So it's up to you. You can go over here and you can purchase this for $54, right? And what I did is I installed it myself on a simple server. I'm not using AWS or anything like that because all I use it for, and I call it Exchange. If you look here, it just calls it the Exchange. So all I use it for is so I can use Connect.io and make a automatic campaign for retargeting, because I also have a list in there of people that abandoned cart, right? So if I want to just shoot them something to say, hey, you forgot something or whatever, I can do that as well. Or I just want to build a lookalike audience of all the people that have purchased something from me. It's a lookalike audience of buyers on Facebook, right, of the products that I sell. So that's the only reason I bought it, was so I can hook it up with Connect.io, right? So that's what this is. It's MailWiz. So before we pass judgment and say, no, it's a stay away, it's not a stay away. It's not Active Campaign. It's not MailChimp. But for certain, it does everything else as far as like what you would get from a Kyvio or one of those other lifetime deals of something else or whatever. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like Email Temp Deluxe or something like that on JVZoo. they're all slick, right? They've all taken this code, or I don't even know if this is open source, so I don't know what they did. They might have contacted the dudes on Code Canyon or whatever and just made a deal with them or whatever, but that's all they did, and that's what this is. But it works. So you do have segments. You can segment list. You can send out campaigns. You can make groups of people. And you can add tags, which is really cool. A lot of those little email places don't do that. And again, once you go to list, once you create a list, you can do different things with the list, right? So it comes here and it looks exactly the same. So I'll come over here and I'll just do the same thing so you can see that. Let me go to list. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll create a new list. And it looks exactly the same, right? Exactly the same. So you come over here and you create your list. And once you have a list created, you can start segmenting the list from people that open and shit like that, right? So it's the exact same software. So I took a hit because I like the reason why I do these things is because I'm like, man, I get tired of people asking the same questions. Is it better than this? Is it better than that? Or going by conjecture. Don't stay away from that. Well, why? Why stay away from it? Because you're selling another piece of software that could possibly compete with this. This could possibly compete because now the next thing is this better than Funnel Bake? And the answer is yes. This could absolutely be used for cold email outreach. You have an unsubscribe. You have a bounced email box. All you doing with this cold emails, right, is just having an inbox that can connect with Gmail. You can absolutely do that here, right? So you can keep up with the email in sync, right? So you can still use an IMapping email so you can have the two-way sync. That's no big deal, right? The two-way sync emails are not a big deal. You're going to see those emails in your inbox. No matter what, when you get replies, you're going to see them in your inbox, right? So every time I get a reply to one of these emails, every time I get a reply to a cold email, right, they're all right here, right? So it's not like you won't see. Remember, we saw that enough? I don't understand the question or whatever. You're going to see your emails no matter what you do. You're going to see all of your emails in you're going to see all of your emails no matter what. So if you want to use an IMAP or whatever with this and use this for cold outreach, because maybe you want to do cold outreach and you want to send out newsletters. This is perfect to send out newsletters and collect subscribers. So yes, you'll get a form, which most people do. So when you have a list, you'll see where you can look for the form, right? So once you go to your list, let me see here. I believe the form is, I don't know where it is, right? So let me look. Because I don't use this very often, so you have to excuse me. But you do have, once you get in the list, let me look and see. This is an UpViral account that I had. Yeah, forms. So once you come here, you get your form. You just copy and paste this in Kyvio. When people subscribe, that's it, right? So I actually connected this directly to UpViral with this campaign, and we ran a little a test on UpViral. This was like last year, and UpViral just sent the email subscribers directly to this. So the answer is yes. This is it. If you want to use it, this is just my version of MailWiz, but this will do. You already saw that it's the same software. So you might say, well, Sonny, why wouldn't I just purchase it here? Because you're going to have to go upload this on AWS yourself, or you're going to have to find somebody to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you can find somebody to do it, you'll probably be able to find somebody to do it on Upwork for maybe, let's say, $100 or $150 or something like that. And once it's done, and you'll have your own install of MailWiz, and it will look exactly like this for $54. But if you want to let them deal with the server, all that nonsense or whatever, and you want to let them deal with updating servers and what do they call it, server logs and all the nonsense that comes along with owning a server, it's nothing wrong with just paying these people $47 or $67 or whatever. By having your own sending domain, I would pay the $97. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And paying, they don't have any upsells. The only upsell they have is to be a reseller of this. Also, nothing wrong with that. So because I already use the product and I'm already familiar with the product, I'm not going to say stay away from this. If you decide to say you want to do some cold email sending from this, it's totally possible with the right configuration. The second thing I'll tell you that is if you want to send out marketing emails and auto-responding emails and so on and so forth, it's good for that. If you just have a list of people that you want to send out a newsletter to, it is perfect for that, right? So how I send out newsletters is I actually use MailChimp's free account because they have an awesome email builder that always is mobile responsive. I build the emails over there. There's this thing called a CSS inline deal that they have that they use as well. So I run it through that. And then I put it inside of here and I copy and paste my newsletters here. Another thing that I did is I went to Fiverr, right? And on Fiverr, I found a guy that did a really good job for my email templates, right? So I just came over here and email templates, like newsletter templates or whatever. I just came over here and I found a guy and he made my templates for, I don't know, $20 or something like that. It's a really professional one or whatever. So they'll design an editable Mailshake email templates for $5, $8, right? So don't spend too much time worrying about that. Go get your template made over here for $5. They'll do some really good stuff. And then come over here and start sending out emails. Yes. And I'm all for this. This is what I do, right? I didn't want to pay for my business. I did and still don't want to pay Aweber, MailChimp, or anything like that. The thing about MailWiz itself is that you saw that it was in Connect.io, and they have an API that can connect to other things. So I would go for it if I were you. You do have, so you can copy and paste, like for instance, if you had ThriveCart and you wanted to, well, you see it works. You just copy the code, your HTML code, and put it right in ThriveCart. And so if somebody purchases a ThriveCart, if they purchase your bump offer, you can unsubscribe them from a list and resubscribe them to another list, et cetera, right? So like if you had them on a marketing campaign to buy something and they did purchase it, ThriveCart will show that they purchased that and then take them off the list and put them on a buyer's list, right? So you can do a certain amount of automation. Everything you'll need as a beginner, you can do with this, and it works fine. So that's my review. If anybody has any questions about this, just shoot me some questions or whatever. But I'm giving this a thumbs up, right? People will say to stay away from this. Would I buy this instead of Funnel Bake? Yes. Would I buy this instead of Limlist? If you're doing cold outreach and you don't want to send out newsletters and all you want to do is send out cold emails and do cold outreach, and that's all you're doing, I say yes, buy Limlist or Funnel Bake, right? If you're interested in doing things like MailChimp, where you're going to send out email marketing messages to 2,000 or 4,000 or 1,000 people, and you want to collect emails, have them go into place and be able to segment those lists, then I would do it with this, right? Can you separate emails from clicks and activities? No, not the last time that I checked, right? So if you're looking for that, if you already didn't purchase Kyvio, I'm going to show you why Kyvio is so powerful. So let's just line it up. If you purchased Kyvio, you already have everything you need in your email marketing campaigns, right? So when you come to, let's go to a list manager. So you can add sequences and add new automations and do a lot of things with these lists already, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So those are subscribers, excuse me. I wish they would stop with that bullshit, right? So here's your segments right here. It's like you already told me a million times that you're changing your shit, cool, but stop fucking reminding me. All right, so you can set conditions right here. So if they opened a certain email, right? If the email is this, then, right? And then you can add another criteria down here. Let me see here. Let me say, let's say last clicked, right? So if they did click before a certain date, right? Then you can add something else, and or, so you can choose and, or you can choose or they last opening the email before this date, then send them another email. This is really powerful, right? And this is the stuff that's missing from MailWiz, right? Just that. This right here is powerful because you can send relevant emails, right? So if you have ConvertFox, I'm going to just go one extra step and show you in ConvertFox how you can do the same thing. And I just recently did it myself. I fucked up on my list and I sent a link that didn't work for a webinar that I'm about to do, right? Just a bonehead move, but I didn't want to disturb my entire list, right? So what I did was when I came in here, and this is what makes these things so powerful, I wanted to send a new manual email out, right? And so what I wanted to do was add in a rule. So in order to not bug the rest of my list, I was like, pick the people that last opened an email or last clicked the link in an email. And I was like, no less than a day ago, right? Excuse me. 1 day ago or 2 days ago, right? Or 3 days ago. And so, and then I was like, opened an email in the last, like I said, 30 days is what I did, right? So I wanted to see the last people that clicked on the last email. So that was 60 people that I was able to send out an email that they clicked on an email. So that means they opened my emails and they're really active in my email list. So I was like, okay, so I'll just send these people because these people are active and they have been over the last 30 days clicking and opening my emails. They obviously opened it if they clicked the link, right? So that's what's really important with Kyvio. So if you have Kyvio, do not buy this. If you don't have Kyvio and all you're expecting to do is purchase or do cold emails, then don't buy this, buy Limlist, okay? If you want to send out email messages, you're brand new to marketing, then buy this. You'll be fine. If you want to host it on your own, buy this. If you want them to host it for you, purchase this, pay the $67 or whatever it is, and it's fine. So that's my honest review of Oninbox.